Number 9. Number 9 is a little bit similar to number 4. Number 4 was if the child is in distress, something goes wrong, they misbehave, they act up. Number 9 is extremely abstract, but it is absolute miracles. Is when the child is lacking love. Just like a child physically needs to eat, needs to sleep, they as well need something that's not tangible. Sleeping is very tangible. We have a place for it. It's called a bed. Eating. It's tangible. They eat food. They chew. They digest. Love is untangible. I shouldn't say no one, but most families don't have a time for love. They don't have a time for cuddling. A lot of families have, when they put their kids to sleep, that they read to them a book, they listen to them about the day. That is so important. And if your family has that, that's awesome. Because I believe because love is even more important than eating and sleeping, therefore it should have a time. Love is very similar to food. I know all the doctors have charts, but the reality is some kids just need to eat a lot. And some children eat a little bit and they're fine. They have all the energy and they're running around. Everyone's metabolism is different. With love, it's the same. Some children, you spend 5-10 minutes a day with them, one-on-one, because if you spend with family, it's beautiful. But even if you spend 4 hours with your family, it's not love, it's family time. Love to me means when you spend one-on-one. If it's taking a walk, if it's spending time, if it's playing a game. We know the 5 love languages, and every child is different. It's very painful to see some children that are desperate for touch, desperate for a hug. And I gotta close my eyes, walk away, and just cry when I see parents push them away and say, "You're just so needy, stop it, let go, leave me alone." This is their food. When they're lacking that food, they really, really act up. And in this clip, I'd like to share with you a few stories to demonstrate this thought, which is to me extremely inspiring. My children, even when they were young, they knew this philosophy. And one time, one of my children came over to me. I can't remember. I would say anywhere between the age of 8 and 10. And looked at me and says, "Daddy, do you know why so-and-so is misbehaving?" One of her siblings. I go, "Why?" And she said it in the most respectful and beautiful way. I can't remember the exact words. She says, "It's your fault." And I go, "Really? And how is it my fault?" She says, "Do you know you were so busy the last few nights that you didn't spend time with us? And you didn't spend time with him? And when you don't spend quality time, they misbehave." I looked at her and I said to her, "I am so embarrassed. You are so right. It's actually 3 nights. I was extremely overwhelmed and I am wrong." I remember at that moment, I took my phone and I closed it. And I ran into that young child's bedroom. And I said to him, "I made a mistake. The last 3 nights, I did not come and spend time with you. I just put you to bed and left the bedroom. I am going to give you now, not the usual 10 minutes that I'm with you, but I'm going to go 3 times 10 minutes to make up for the 3 nights, plus I'll add some more time. I'm staying with you for 35 minutes. I can't begin to tell you the joy on his face, the excitement, and it was very precious. It was extremely precious. The story doesn't end there. We had a wonderful bonding time. And the next day, one of my teachers, which was my daughter, because the whole world is my teacher, comes over to me, says, "Look, he's a different kid today. You see, it worked. It worked." And I remember just embracing her with tears in my eyes and saying, "You are just so right. And thank you very much." It is so beautiful that even a child knows that another child that acts up is not bad. Rather, they didn't get their dose. They did not get their dose of love, their dose of sleep, their dose of food. And in this clip, we're focusing on the dose of love. When I discuss this concept with families tell me, well, we're going on a family trip, we spend time together, and I tell them, you could spend 3-4 hours together. It's more important that the child gets one-on-one, even if it's for 4 minutes or 5 minutes. If things are very overwhelming, to get a child into a room, of course you have a good relationship and they want to be with you. Otherwise they don't want to see you because you're busy yelling at them for the last 3 hours. But if you have a good relationship with your child, and I hope you do, and you sit down in a room and you look them in the eyes with your phone closed. With your phone closed. One more time. With your phone closed. And you look them in the eyes and just listen. Just listen. It doesn't matter what they talk about. Because when you listen to a child, you tell them that they exist. When you listen, you tell them that they're loved. When you listen, you nurture their self-esteem. When you listen, they feel that they are important. When you listen, they know that they are valued. When you listen, they know that they could trust you. When you listen, they know that you support them. When you listen, they feel love. And when they feel love, it definitely helps them for behaving and acting out. How many times is it that the kids come home and their father, mother on the phone, and suddenly they try to get their attention. The father or mother goes, just 1 minute, just 1 minute. The next thing you know, the kid goes to his sibling and starts throwing them around the room. And before you know it, the parent hangs up the phone and says, I gotta go. I just gotta go. I'm sorry, there's chaos in the house. And the kid gets what they wanted, which was the original attention they tried to get in a positive way. But now they got it through negative attention.